like Sheldon said, a little domestic sort out here to see. Oh, look, and they're not going to have a domestic sort. Oh, yeah, they are. Yeah. I thought he wasn't going to come.
He was hidden.
He was hidden there.
I looked across there and I couldn't see him.
I couldn't see him straight away there.
Yeah.
Lee Sung-ho in white here, Han Ji-up in blue. Here we go.
Yeah, they normally tell us if one of the athletes isn't coming up.
Yeah, they do. That's right.
An injury
I suddenly
or
sort of thought,
He was squatting down and
yeah,
he disappeared in the colour behind.
They're going to have pretty similar styles, these two, I suspect. Drop shoulder throws, drop Seonages. And they're not going to be able to do that too often. They're not going to just be able to walk around and posture. They're going to have to come together. They're going to have to grip up, and then they're going to have to throw. And we have seen it quite often when they really know each other and they're quite familiar with each other. And they have a little walk round, a little amble. Can't do it here at a Grand Slam or a Grand Prix event. You cannot. One Shido apiece on the board, 3, and it's all over.
I didn't see the head-to-head, however.
None,
whatever,
it's none.
Right, whatever it is on the tour, and in this case they haven't had one, they will have had
domestically,
that,
yeah, I think so too. And if not, they're training together. They must be at the national, centre or one of the universities, or they must meet each other, like you said, at university competition. Well, they'll want, and you can normally tell as well whether fighters come out and it's all guns blazing, or when they're just afraid to make a mistake. And I get that feeling that these two are just a little bit cautious because they don't want to make a mistake. They want to be the #1 coming out of here so that their selectors select them for the next event and then the next one after that. But they've obviously got a problem at under 90 kilograms, the Koreans.
Yeah, sandwiched in between this pair is Kwak Dong-han. And he's only a few points behind Han Ju-yup. But all 3 of them, 55, 51 and 50, they're all around there.
They're all around there, aren't they? And so they're going to, yeah, I mean, they're going to send them all 3 of them, I would think, to different events, see which one comes out the best. The problem with that, of course, is that you can split your points if you're not careful. So, you've got to ask yourself, is the right thing to do to select and pre-select, be brave? And it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because otherwise, one might win one might win the other, and then somebody else might win the other.
Well, one of the other difficulty, I think, is that I'd almost say that they are languishing down in the 50s. You want to be slightly, if this was a horse race, they wouldn't be in the final bend yet when others are already approaching there. So they've got a bit of work to do if they are going to qualify this particular weight category, and they won't want to have one of their lighter weights fighting up. If they qualify in 81, they won't want him fighting at 90 in the team event, because they will qualify a team. But
well, that's another thing, isn't it, as well? We have mixed teams now, and it's 3 men, 3 women. They've got to be qualified, also Olympic qualification, to be able to fight in the teams. So what Sheldon's saying here is that that's what they're thinking of here as well, is that they need an under 90. Because the weight categories are just a little bit different in the mixed teams.
Yes, 73, 90 and plus 90. Well, they'll have a super heavyweight. That's the plus 90. They're likely to have Kim Min-jong. So there's no worry about that. And then at 73, they're still looking for a qualifier. They're going to struggle.
And that's unusual, isn't it, for Korea, because they're normally so strong in all the categories. Medal winner there from Korea. She did well, didn't she? She did really well.
Yes, Kim Ji-soo, that was on the right. Picked up a bronze medal yesterday in the under 63 kilo category. It was one of the categories where the #1 Catherine
It hasn't happened very often, has it? I have to say, it's been a bit of a strange one, this competition for that. We were trying to put a lid on it as to why that happened, and then when we looked at it a little bit more closely, the Pan American athletes that haven't travelled so far all look jaded, everybody. So a bit of jet lag probably was a contributor.
This one into golden score, 2 penalties apiece. It's not surprising when you've got 2 athletes that know each other this well.
Yeah, we kind of thought it might go like this, didn't we?
If we were describing a dinner, this would be an appetizer.
It's definitely going to liven up, guys. I can tell you that now. This crowd is just baited and waiting for the Georgian interest to come out, and we've got some great fights to unfold in this final.
Cold appetizer as well, I'm afraid. Yeah, so a third penalty. We're not going to try and con you here. It wasn't the blistering start that we'd hoped, but I'm sure regular viewers will understand that it's difficult when you know your opponent so well, and as we were saying, there's so much at stake.
It wasn't Portugal, and Salidis, that is, first place in Tashkent, and world ranked 16 now, and he's had a good run. He went to the semi-final here as well, just lost at the final hurdle.
Yeah, we were talking about the home straight, kind of a horse racing analogy. I might have to find a better one than that, but at 16 on the world ranking list, that's Theodoros Salidis, you would say that he was, you know, on the bend, coming into the home straight. He's nearly there.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. Well, I mean, I remember he said that he just had the most unbelievable day, but now he's proved, right, that was no fluke. Yeah.
And then Robert Florentino, a 26-year-old from the Dominican Republic. He picked up a bronze medal at the Pan Am Games towards the back end of last year. That gave him some points. And then the 7th place finish in Tashkent, where Salidis was the winner. That was some more points. A 5th place finish at the Grand Prix in Upper Austria a couple of weeks ago. So round and roundabouts have given him that little bit of a sniff of the possibility of qualifying, because he's still got his own Continental Union Championships to come. Perhaps he'll be able to improve on that 3rd place finish.
Yeah, well, we say, don't we, that every point counts, and we see people, and we have seen them qualify on last event, last fight, and every point did count. One of them, I'm talking about a certain Italian, went on to become Olympic champion. He was the last person to qualify that, wasn't he?
Well, he has won, Florentino has won his Continental Championships previously, and that's a tough little area. You've got Canadians, the United States of America and Brazil in that mix, Venezuela, Colombia and the like, Cuba. So it's no easy feat, and having won it before, you'll fancy his chances of picking up some points again. Could very well go to the games, although he did attend the last games as well, so you'll want to go for a second shot.
Two Shidos, Salidis, one more mistake, and of course Florentino, he doesn't care, does he, whether they both get a Shido now. He's just playing for it, and that might be it. I think Salidis is, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, be better off penalising Florentino here, and only because, yes,
pushing down, not doing
Tbilisi
anything
wasn't
with it.
doing anything,
Yeah.
but nor was Florentino. When it comes to that third Shido,
Yeah.
they're just that little bit more careful about making sure before they give the hand sokomake for a third penalty that Blue is just not riding on that and saying, give it to me for not having done anything. Let's see you attack.
Yeah.
Be a little bit
Do
different.
something with it.
Yeah. So if Florentino had been a little bit smarter, he could have wrapped this up with a positive action. However, he took a negative grip, held on to it, and expected to be given the contest. It didn't work out for him that way.
Yeah, another lackluster one. 90 kilograms is normally one of those go-to events. It's normally really explosive, and we've had 2 fights here that have been pretty stale.
It's almost as though the athletes that have been out here are preparing the way for the big finish, because there are quite a few contests coming up where the home crowd are going to get into it.
They really will get into it, won't they? You know, they, like I say, they're waiting with bated breath.
It's the biggest crowd that we've had for the weekend, way up into the rafters, as we like to call it. And this side, on our, where we're sitting from our commentary position, is not as packed as the other side that we can't see.
Yeah.
When I've been across on the other side, I was quite surprised to see just how many people were up there.
It's
and
amazing.
there's the score. Yeah.
Oh, he's got it. Look at that. He's stolen it here, Statilis. Drops down, and he's scored with this several times there. On the sleeve, both hands on the same sleeve, just drops down, drives off the legs there. And it's, well, kind of a Seotoshi, but kind of, but not. One arm went down, didn't it? Not the other one.
If there'd been some room.
Yeah, he would have made sure, wouldn't he, Florentino? That's for sure. Gets taken back, just one arm hits, and it's Florentino that was preventing the other one.
He pulled him onto himself.
Yeah.
And just a moment ago, we were talking about the possibility of Florentino taking this. Had he just been that little bit more clever, he could have taken this contest of drawing a third Shido, but he went about it the wrong way. And now he's on the receiving end of Uwazari with only 16 seconds left on the clock.
Cross grip.
Not a bad effort.
Well, it wasn't a bad effort, was it, considering? And now he's going to waste time, isn't he, Sidelis?
Is that a smile from Salinas?
I think it was. I think he was taking one look.
Little push there on the way up.
I think it was, wasn't it? I don't know what he was saying there.
What's that saying? All's well that ends well. and I liked Florentino at the end there. He clearly upset, you know, but big enough to take it, just suck it up, say, okay, I'd have done the same thing. That's the thing. They realise, you know, if the boot was on the other foot, they would have done the same thing. Theodoros Tsalidis of Greece takes the second. Well, we come now to the final of the under 90 kilo category. Lasha Bekari of Georgia goes up against Eljan Hajiev of Azerbaijan. It'll be Bekari in the white judogi, Hajiev in blue. Let's take a look and see how they got to this point. Well, for Bekari, it was Talibov, Jain, Kret and Tsalidis who were defeated. And for Hajiev, Petgrave, Silva Morales, Zilka and Han were his opponents on his way to the final. The referee in the middle for this one is Mathieu Bataille of France.
I tell you, I don't think this one's going to go to time, because we've seen two fairly closed matches, and this one is going to be totally different. Believe me, this man here, the Olympic champion's coming out here. Bekari is going to raise his game. He started off rather slowly, I have to say, first match, but raised his game then and went up 5 notches. That man there is just on fire. Hadjiev, just 21 or 20, what did we say he was?
21.
21 years of age, and he is one for the future. And this is going to be an open match. I think this is going to end in a Nippon. That's my prediction, anyway.
Neighbours going at it. Hadjiev didn't have to come far from Azerbaijan, and we were there earlier in the year, weren't we, in Baku?
We were. Now then, what's going to happen? Here we go. Oh, went for the pickup. And he just did a sharp exit out of there, Hadjiev. So that's what I mean about being more open. And this is going to go as well. Watch this. He's going to go for it. Hadjiev's going to go. Well, it's a little bit like two Mike Tysons going toe-to-toe. And he's in again. Bakari! And he gets a Wazari. He'll get a Wazari for that.
I think he might
he got the Ippon. Wow, the crowd are on their feet, and that Osodagari there on a real class act as well, and I think he got injured on the way over. Playing to the crowd, as you would expect, but a really good guy. Bakari wins by Ippon, and I think he got a little bit injured on the way there. So even if it was a Wazari, I don't think he'd be able to carry on. And Bakari gives him a lift off.
Yeah.
Nobody likes to see a match end like that, but it was an absolute belter. A fantastic technique there by Bakari, and they were both going to go for it. There was no way that they were not going to try and score Ippon.
Yeah, the whole thing was set up for that. As I said, for most of the weekend, the crowd was expectant. The two fighters, as you say, were ready to go for it. Bakari comes back to bow off. I think they've done the right thing.
I think
here.
they did exactly the right thing there. Letting Bakari give him a handoff. They wouldn't normally do that, but you know what? That was absolutely the right thing. What a performance from Bakari. The Olympic champion is back. What a performance in front of his own crowd.
Yes, Laurin Berla has the reputation for being able to put a few people away, so the likelihood of him being involved in a stalemate is pretty slim.
Well, Bozbayev is the same as well. If he could get the right openings for the Seoinage Seotoshi that he does, he'll be in like a shot. Bowler, big pickup man. So it'll have to be a really solid Seoinage that goes in. He'll be looking for the mistake, Bowler. Well, has he got it? Is it around the neck?
Berla thinks not. You'll be able to see when he steps up, they normally shake the chin or rub the teeth.
Yeah, oh, well, there's a bird's eye view. We haven't had that one before. I think it's to see if the hand goes in underneath the chin there.
Really well done by Bozbayev. came under threat with that change of grip and immediately went for the makikomi. Good turn. Böhler picks up a penalty for passivity.
See him there trying to get round the back there, bowler. So not just waiting for his opponent to make a mistake, but also going directly into the uranagi. Not far off there with the Kouchi. Starting to open up a little bit now, bowler. Now up to Buzbayev to fire back. Bowler being the one putting the first attacks in. Well, it's bowler that gets the second Judo for walking outside the area. Funny how it changes the balance and the... Oh, look at that. Ouchigari, that's going to score as well. Bowler's going to score with that Ouchigari. Drives with the Ouchi there and takes Buzbayev. And I was going to say, it's funny how it changes the balance. And it totally has changed Buzbayev's balance with that extra 10 kilos. Ouchi Kouchi, or Kouchi Ouchi was it, and yeah, onto his side there.
Very neatly done. And if you look at the scoreboard in the background, when he went over it was 122, look at it now.
Soon goes, doesn't it?
She was able to take up 18 seconds on that ground with that Newaza exchange, and that's why we've been talking about this so many times. You have to follow it through, stick to them like glue, because every second is going to count, especially when you've picked up 2 penalties.
Yeah, well, you no mistakes there now. Still 50 seconds left.
It's a long time. Got to keep him off. Keep him out. Can't afford a false attack. Can't be passive. Can't be overly defensive. The real problems here for Böhler as Buzbayev tries to pull back that score.
Piling on the pressure, on the edge, 20 seconds left.
He's forcing him into an attack, and the attack that he wants, that Buzbayev wants Böhler to make, is either a false one.
Yeah.
The top of the list is a false one,
yeah,
or one that will give him an opportunity to come up with something of his own.
Well, how many times have we seen it, that one score or that one penalty, especially with the seconds ticking away here, and it could cost the match. It's just... There's first time we've seen that today. That's Seoinage.
Right, so in those 30-odd seconds that Buzbayev had left, he was the one that made the mistake. He was the one who should have come up with 2 or 3 attacks, because Böhler had already decided, I'm shutting up shop here.
Yeah,
I'm
and he did, didn't he?
else.
He did that,
and
he just shut it up.
He was lucky. He got the positive score. He got what they call the rub of the green, and he took...
There's an expression.
Yeah. He took the first of the bronze medals. in the under 100 kilo category. Congratulations to him. Yes, after a slight lull, something for the Georgian fans to cheer about.
Well, yeah. I think you're right. It's been a bit like up and down, hasn't it? Roller coaster. Like we've had some come out and it's bang, it's game on, and others it's just been like an amble through the forest. Sticky foot there, and then into the Uchimata. Now then. I'm wondering if he really knows who he's coming out here to fight, you know, whether he's aware.
Chaparidze will, I think, have had the advantage of standing in the tunnel a couple of fights ago and hearing the national anthem of Georgia before he came out, and all the cheers that went with Bakauri's win. Mr. Atabegashvili in the middle there, probably with his flanked by his children. That's nice, isn't it? VIP, president of Jordan Judo Federation.
Yeah, what great supporters as well, weren't they?
Sit up with the family. I'm sure there's a rather nice VIP suite somewhere that he's foregone and decided, no,
he didn't want to do that.
Come and sit with the crowd.
He wants to be in there with everybody else.
Here we go.
Oh,
not done yet.
Now then, and that's going to be a score.
Yes, just got him on the side, didn't he? Got to get out of there.
He's directly into the hold here, and I don't think he's going to go far out of there, is he? Or is he? Back in, and he gets the 10 seconds, and the second was Ari there. That was a really good win there for Veg.
Yes, the crowd silencer.
That's what you
he
call
was
it,
asking for some applause, wasn't he?
Yeah, come on, give me a little bit of something. But they do, then when they realise, don't they, they do just exactly that. They appreciate it.
A spirited effort from Chaparidze, but in the end it was Veg Zhombo of Hungary who are dashed the hopes of the Georgian crowd for another medal. He took the second of the bronze medals in the under 100 kilo category.
I did, I was just thinking that just before you just said that. 30 seconds was a lifetime, wasn't it?
We come now to the final of the under 100 kilo category. Nicholas Sherazadishvili of Spain goes up against Shadi El Nahas of Canada. It'll be Sherazadishvili in the white judogi, El Nahas in blue. Let's take a look and see how they got to this point. Dolganov, Utsilauri, Sarasbayev and Chaparidze were defeated by Sherazadishvili. It was Simin Sanaplidze, Veg and Burla who were downed by El Nahas on his route to the final. The referee in the middle for this one is Veli-Matti Karinkanta of Finland.
Yes, this is, well, a good match. This is a fifth time that they've met, these two. 3-1 up to Sherazadishvili and El Nahas, though, and, well, both of them are on absolutely great form. I've got to say, Sherazadishvili has had to dig deep, hasn't he, a couple of times to come out of it, and he bit of Wazari down as well. But El Nahas with a beautiful technique, change of direction, Kouchi in the semi-final, and Sherazadishvili had to dig deep to get to his win, but here they are in the final, and it's the 5th time of their meeting.
El Nahas is at 7, Kyle Reyes is at 6. And El Nahas finds himself in the final of a Grand Slam. We all know how many points he'll pick up for that, so happy days for El Nahas. Yet to medal in 2024.
Well, he has done now.
Baku and Paris. Mind you, this is only his third event, but he was in Baku and Paris and didn't medal. He will medal here. The only thing to be determined is the colour of the medal.
Well, I think they both want to control the back, and I think that once one gets it, the other one there, just a slight panic, and they can feel the Surigoshi movement there, and I think that Shirazadishvili wants to go over the top, and Al Nahas, when his arm is underneath, it just feels that little bit uncomfortable. So that's why they're kind of swapping that arm around. But they both want the back, that's for sure.
This is a third outing this year for Shirazadishvili. 2 silver medals, one at the Grand Prix in Portugal and one at the Paris Grand Slam. So 2 silver medals. Surely it won't be a third. Passivity penalty picked up by the Spaniard.
Yeah, there's the arm over here now. Al Nahas
still on.
Oh yeah, it's still on. Just
Keep
use
going
it now. I was going to say you don't want to waste that though, because you don't get that position very often. I tell you that one of the reasons I think one of these is going to go, I know they're opposite, one's right, one's left, is because they're going to go, once one settles for one, and they're going to go in and catch the other one. I think.
Okay.
I just think, you know, it's one of those situations where it's your own technique. How are you going to go with it? Try to change the direction there, Al Nahas. Here we go, and away they go again.
He's moving well, Al Nahas. This is where you've got to be so clever. Your opponent's already picked up the Shido. You've got a couple of attacks up on him. Go again. And it's Shirazadishvili who makes the first move.
Strong fight for grips, and it is that the battle of the back. Very similar, isn't it? I mean, their styles are so similar. It's incredible. Oh, yeah, he's got him. He's got him there. Shirazadishvili takes him over for Ippon there, and that was beautifully taken. Just waited for the right moment. So you're absolutely right, Sheldon. It's not a third silver. It was a gold medal then.
To go up against the home favourite, Ilinishvili. Is he going to deliver?
Well, so far the Georgians, I've got to say, are excelling in front of their home crowd. Look at that strong grip there. Strong grip. Is he going to go in? Kazabayev won't be able to just wait there and do nothing. He needs to attack though, doesn't he, Ilinishvili? Well, I mean, that was the worst thing that he could do. Yeah, it did. It's the worst.
Sorry, I didn't mean to say it got him out of the grip, but yeah, it got him into trouble.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. It was the worst thing he could do there. It was just do that. And the last thing we want is 3 of those. That's it. Sotomaki Komi, and well, Wazari gone on the board there. They might just have a little look to see if that had more of an ippon landing. I think it had an ippon landing.
So
when you
so
see it
does the
from that
crowd.
angle there, the crowd thought that so as well. I just looking just at a couple of the referees who thought that might have been ippon as well. Just,
Eyebrows raised, a few of them.
yeah,
They're going to have a look.
yeah. I've just out the
Yeah,
corner
yeah.
of my eye there, looked at some of the
he's gone.
referees.
Yeah.
I mean, for sure, just. And we had a bird's eye view of it, didn't we?
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's it. So ippon called. Inaniashvili, Inaniashvili then the winner with a superb Makikomi to start the ball rolling.
Yes, your ippon has been delivered.
I'm going to have to go and present medals in a minute, and I'm going to miss the gold medal match, aren't I? The match.
Oh dear.
Am I going to catch it, or are they going to come way back to get a bronze medal? And I'm talking about Andy Granda of Cuba. He's in blue here. Marius Fizel is in white.
Everything in order for this contest. Fizel and Granda. Granda picking up a penalty for avoiding to take a grip, as is Fizel. All nice and tidy here.
He's got that little sodi, where it's nothing little about it. It's a big, massive, standing sodi sort of komigoshi, Granda.
Fizel has been watching Tsunoda Natsumi with that little double-footed, slow to develop Tomoenagi.
Yeah.
Not quite the same kind of outcome. I think Granda might be a few kilos heavier than the people that Tsunoda's had to turn over.
Just needs one opportunity, Granda. Opposite stance here, and left against right, right against left.
I hope we don't get a third Shido, and that Fizel can either come up with a score or Granda. I'm not fussed one way or the other.
We do need that, don't we? But we could call it the roller coaster final block.
Yeah, there is. It's like that lull in
a little bit.
Isn't it?
Yeah. And that definitely wasn't the technique to do if you've got two Shidos on the board there, because I tell you now, one more of those and it will absolutely be a third Shido and it'll be all over. So he gets away with it, and he really, if I was his coach, I'd be shouting, no more with the Tomoenagi, got to leave it alone. He feels the danger, doesn't he, Fizel? You can tell that Granda is obviously good with the grips there. He's And that's going to be it, isn't it?
It is it.
It is it now. Nice little Tayatoshi there. I mean, he just backed him all the way along the side there, didn't he? Or along the edge of the mat.
A la Hushasteinas.
And then just pops that little Tayatoshi in.
You play with the edge, you
That's
run the
fatal.
risk. You've got to come back in.
You've got to come back in, but you've got to come back in with force. But, you know, you've also got to be defending.
Yeah, you've got movement. It's exactly what your opponent wants.
Yeah.
Don't go there.
That's how to use the edge, though. And Andy Granda, the former world champion, did it with style.
Yes. Happy with that. Back up on the podium. Fizel has to settle for a 5th place finish.
There it is, look. Nice little Tayatoshi there. Just springs up off that leg there, doesn't he? Just to finish it off. Her hands finish it as well.
Yeah, he'll be pleased to be back on the podium, Andy Granda. Right, we come now to the final of the plus 100 kilo category, the super heavyweight. So Shangi Kokauri of Azerbaijan goes up against Gurem Tusishvili of Georgia. It'll be Kokauri in the white judogi, Tusishvili in blue. Let's take a look and see how they got to this point. Gado, Turaboyev, Inenashvili and Granda were defeated by Kokauri. It was Abramov, Usukbaya, Fizel and Kazibayev who were downed by Tusishvili on his route to the final. The referee in the middle for this one is Raul Camacho of Spain, and with commentary on this final, here is Neil Adams.
Well, this is the one they've been waiting for. I tell you now, this is all going to go off here, because I think that certainly Kokauri is a dangerous character. They fought 3 times before. This man here is pumped. He was pumped from the moment he came out, and I'm talking first fight because he loves the crowd here and he loves playing to the crowd. But he just has to make sure that he goes in really, really strong. Kokauri is strong.
Kokauri is 0-3 against Tusishvili, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Including that defeat in the World Championships a few years back.
Exactly. And look at that. You're not allowed to do that, but they did it anyway.
And there's a shake of the head from the referee saying, oh, I'm not going to leave this.
No, all right. It's not worth a double sheeter, that's for sure. Good luck on that one.
Not in Tbilisi anyway.
Now then, what's going to happen?
Shouts of Gura ringing round the stadium.
He's going to go in with that double sleeve, either Sodi or drop. Something's going to unfold here, and Kokauri kind of half waiting for it. Big arm over. Oh, he's going to get a Shido for that. Kokauri gets a Shido for it. Oh, there it is! What a nippon that was! Oh, brilliant stuff there from Tusishvili. Right the way underneath. He went off the sleeves. What a Seatoshi that was. And that was absolute brilliance. That's what they're here for. They're all on their feet. And that was absolutely amazing. I'm going to leave Sheldon to take you through the replay of that, because I'm going to go and present some prizes.
Well, we've been saying for the last 3 days just how important it is for the Georgians to take a medal every day. They've taken a gold medal every single day, but the really big one was to close out the competition with a gold in the plus 100 kilo category. And as is usual, the gold medal winner for Georgia is mobbed by a group of children. Neil described it beautifully. Right underneath. Dropping down for that Marotta Seragi. Koukari knew that it was all over. Actually, it didn't look as though there was any love lost there, did there? Not stopping that one. Guram Tusishvili takes the gold medal in the plus 100 kilo category for Georgia, and the Olympic Palace was they were up on their feet, as you would expect. Great finish. Well, it ended well, didn't it? Koukari now 0-4.